Hey, coin enthusiasts, welcome back to the channel. If you're a fan of rare coins, especially Washington quarters, you're in the right place today. In this video, we're going to talk about 3 of the most expensive and ultra-rare Washington quarter dollar coins that are worth big money. Some of these coins have sold for thousands of dollars, and you might have one sitting in your collection or even your pocket right now. So, let's dive right in and take a closer look at their history, unique errors, and why they're worth so much. Next up, let's talk about the 1980 Washington quarter, specifically, one that has a minting error from the P mint mark. This is another coin that collectors are willing to pay top dollar for, all because of its rare and unique defect. For a bit of context, the mint mark on a coin tells us where it was struck. The Philadelphia Mint has used the P mint mark for years, and it's become part of the signature look of many U.S. coins. But in 1980, something unusual happened that caused this mint mark to appear incorrectly on a small number of quarters. Now, the 1980 Washington quarter, on its own, is just a standard coin. It features the classic design of George Washington on the front and an eagle on the back. As far as the design goes, there's nothing particularly unique about it compared to other Washington quarters from the era. But, as we've seen with many rare coins, sometimes errors slip through the cracks during the minting process, and that's where the value comes in. The main issue with the 1980 P Washington quarter is a P mint mark error. In some cases, the mint mark either didn't appear at all or was placed incorrectly. In other cases, the mint mark might have been the wrong size or even misshapen. These errors are subtle, but for collectors, they make all the difference. A coin that was supposed to be struck with a perfect mint mark but ended up with an odd or misplaced one is considered an anomaly, and that rarity drives its value up. One of these 1980 quarters with the P mint mark error recently sold for $10,000 at auction, and that's because collectors have a keen eye for spotting errors like these. When you're dealing with popular coins like the Washington quarter, any imperfection can make a coin much more valuable. The rarity of the mistake, combined with the strong demand from collectors, means these coins are highly sought after. In this case, the error is significant enough that it transforms a regular, everyday coin into a valuable collector's item. If you happen to have a 1980 Washington quarter that seems a little off, take a closer look. Even something as simple as a mint mark that doesn't quite match what it should be could make all the difference in its value. With error coins like these, you could end up with something worth far more than face value. Now, let's take a look at another error coin, the 1982 D Washington quarter. This coin features a rare minting flaw that has caused it to become highly valuable among collectors. In 1982, the U.S. Mint issued Washington quarters with the D mint mark, signifying that they were struck at the Denver Mint. For most of the 1982 D quarters, everything went according to plan. However, a very small number of these coins were struck with an improperly placed or slightly off-center D mint mark. This mistake, while subtle, made these coins stand out and become incredibly distinctive. While this D mint mark error isn't as widely recognized as some other coin errors, it holds a special place in the hearts of collectors who are on the lookout for rare and unusual coins. These error coins are much rarer than your typical 1982 D quarters, which means they're especially attractive to serious coin collectors and investors. The appeal of this minting mistake lies in its rarity. Only a small number of 1982 D quarters were affected, and the imperfection gives the coin a unique character that most coins don't have. What makes these error coins so valuable? The simple fact that they're hard to find. When collectors come across a 1982 D Washington quarter with the mint mark error, it's a bit like finding a hidden treasure. The rarity of this specific flaw, combined with the strong demand for Washington quarters in general, makes these coins highly sought after. In fact, one particular 1982 D Washington quarter with this minting error recently sold for an astonishing $9,000 at auction. Yes, you heard that right, nearly $10,000 for a coin that many people would overlook in their spare change. This sale is a prime example of how even the smallest minting error can turn an otherwise common coin into something extremely valuable. For the average person, a 1982 D Washington quarter might seem like nothing more than just another coin, but for the right collector, it could be worth thousands of dollars. It's a great reminder that coin collecting isn't just about finding coins that are old or rare by date, it's also about finding coins with unique characteristics, like minting errors. These small mistakes often lead to big rewards for collectors who are willing to look a little closer. And while not every 1982 Washington quarter will be worth $9,000, the fact that such coins exist shows that there's always potential for hidden value in everyday change. Conclusion. So, what can we take away from all of this? Well, first and foremost, condition matters. A well-preserved coin, especially one that is graded highly, can be worth a small fortune. Second, minting errors, whether it's a wrong mint mark, an off-center strike, or some other anomaly, can make a coin incredibly rare and valuable. And finally, knowledge is power. The more you know about your coins, the better chance you have of finding that hidden gem that could be worth thousands. If you're lucky enough to have one of these rare Washington quarters in your collection, you could be sitting on a goldmine. But remember, not every coin from these years is valuable. You need to know what to look for and, if you're unsure, get it professionally graded. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video gave you some insight into the fascinating world of rare Washington quarter dollars. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below about your favorite rare coin. Until next time, happy collecting, and keep an eye on those quarters, they could be worth more than you think. Let's start with the 1983 Washington quarter, one of the most surprising examples of how rare coins can skyrocket in value. A bit of background: the Washington quarter was first introduced back in 1932 to celebrate the 200th anniversary of George Washington's birth. Designed by John Flanagan, the coin has remained in circulation ever since. On the front, you'll find a profile of George Washington, while the reverse shows an eagle. This design has become one of the most iconic in U.S. coin history. Now, the 1983 Washington quarter doesn't necessarily stand out at first glance. Why? Well, 1983 wasn't exactly a year when major changes were made to the U.S. coinage system. In fact, this year is often considered a relatively normal one for quarters. However, when you start looking at the higher grade examples of this coin, that's where things really get interesting. A 1983 quarter, graded at MS-65, is a coin in near perfect condition. The term MS-65 stands for Mint State 65, which indicates the coin is in extremely high-quality shape with minimal imperfections. Coins in this grade are considered to have only light signs of wear, barely noticeable to the untrained eye. Because of their exceptional condition, these coins are incredibly rare, and collectors know that when a coin is this pristine, its value can soar. And here's where things get really wild. One of these 1983 Washington quarters, graded at MS-65, recently sold for an incredible $15,863. That's right, almost $16,000 for a coin from a year that seemed like it wouldn't stand out in the long run. Why did this coin fetch such a jaw-dropping price? Because it is nearly flawless, and in the world of coin collecting, a flawless coin is a big deal. Coins that have been preserved so meticulously don't come around every day, and when they do, collectors are ready to pounce on them. So, what does this mean for you? If you happen to have a 1983 quarter lying around in great condition, maybe tucked away in a coin jar or hidden in your change, you could be sitting on a hidden treasure. Of course, the majority of 1983 quarters you'll come across won't be worth thousands of dollars. But, if yours happens to be in an outstanding state and graded well, you might just have one of those rare finds that could fetch a hefty sum. This goes to show that even coins from seemingly ordinary years can become extremely valuable when they're in top-notch condition. If you're someone who loves to collect coins or even just look through your spare change, keep an eye on your quarters, especially the ones from the 1980s. You never know when you could stumble across a coin worth much more than face value.